Hey everybody, and welcome to this week's Nugget. Today we're going to be talking about putting page numbers on a Microsoft Word document. There is a command that does that. However, it can really mess things up if you've already got some text in there. Maybe you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, we're going to be putting it in the proper way so that it stays put and goes alongside of anything else that might be typed in there. So let's get started. Alrighty, what we've got here is a bigger document. It's about 5 pages long. There's no headers, no footers. And what we want to do is we want to put a page number on, let's say, the bottom of every page. So the easiest way to get into a header or a footer is to kind of go to the bottom where it resides, where it lives. And there's really no indication of where that is, but you want to be to the bottom as far as you can go, or the top, without being off the page. So I'm going to double click when I get there, and it takes me into my footer. And I've got 3 areas that I can type into. I can type in the left, the center, or the right. You can see here that I've got a center tab and I've got a right tab. So if I go and type something like November, enter, 2020, and I hit tab, it takes me right to the spot that I want. Maybe I would like to have my page number here. If I want the word page, I can type the word page. Thanks for fixing it, Mr. Autocorrect, by the way. Now, a lot of people are tempted to type a 1 in there, but if you type a 1 in there, look what's going to happen. Page 2 is page 1. Scroll down more, page 3 is page 1. So you really don't want to ever be typing numbers in there if you don't have to. I'm going to get rid of that. Now here's what we should do. Up here on your toolbar, because I'm in a header or a footer, it's the same toolbar. It says header and footer. If I go way over to the left-hand side, it says page number. Now you might also see it under insert, page number. It's the same screen that we're going to get. It's probably easier to do it under the header and footer one. I'm going to go to page number here, and I'm going to look at my choices. It says top of page. No, I don't want it at the top of the page. Oh, it says bottom of the page. Oh, that's where I want it. A lot of people think. So if I just go there and say bottom of page, then it gives me some different styles for different kinds of page numbers. Now this one looks good because it's kind of in the center. Hey, that's kind of where I want my page number to go. But when I click on plain number, that's all it gave me, was just that one number. What happened to my November? What would happen to anything else that you had typed on there? What happened to the word page? So I'm going to hit undo there. And this is what we could have done instead, and really what we should have done. Watch where my cursor is. It's exactly where I want it to go. I'm going to go to page number. I'm not going to go top, bottom, page margins. I am going to say current position. And then I'm going to go over here and just say plain number. Don't worry if it's left or right. It's going to go wherever my cursor is. There are some other ones here that you can kind of play around with a bit, but I usually just say plain number, and that just puts it in for me. Now if I scroll down, there's page 2, page 3, and so on and so on. So that should help a lot. Now once you put that in, then you can go back to page number, and you might do something like formatting of your page numbers. Maybe it's a table of contents and you'd like it to have little Roman numerals or something like that. Or maybe uppercase Roman numerals or ABC or something, or there are some sort of preset ones there. I'm going to leave it at 1, 2, 3. When you get really fancy, you can start to combine it with headings. So it could be 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and then it gets to the end of that section and go 2.1, 2.2. That's a little bit much for us today. But I did want to show you this down here where it talks about where it starts numbering. Now, not really where on the document. We've already kind of done that. We've told it we want it in the footer. But what number do you want it to start at? And right now it's just continue from previous section. I'm just going to click OK on that. And it says page 1, page 2, page 3. So what I can also do with that is I can say, I would like to actually have a different first page header or footer. So when I'm on the bottom of page 1, anything that I make a change, maybe I go and put a nice border on top. I love doing that. Put a nice border, top border. Oh, that looks so nice. Anything I do there, I go to the next page, and it's just everything changes. So the default is that your document is one section, unless you've gone in and done some section breaks. We do that in our Word Beyond the Basics class. Or maybe every footer in here is the same one, and that, or most of your documents, unless you've been playing around with them like that, they only have one section. So you make a change to one page and it changes them all. Occasionally there'll be a time where you don't want anything on page 1. So what you can do with that is you can go up to your header and footer toolbar and you could say, I would like to have a different first page. So when I click on that, it assumes I don't want it on page 1, and it will go to page 2 and 3 and 4 and however many pages you have. So if you had wanted the first 2 pages to be different than all of the rest, then you have to mess with those sections like I was talking about. But the default is that page 1 is different than all of the rest, and it works the same way with the header. So maybe I have here, I'm just going to hit tab maybe a couple of times, and maybe I want to say that this is confidential. And I'll see it on page 1, but I will not see it on page 2. If you'd wanted it on page 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, then you could do a copy and paste. But they're kind of not attached to each other because we told it we didn't want that. So there's lots of other things that you can do with your headers and footers. I'm going to close my header and footer. Now at the bottom of page 2, there it is. I can double click on it. It takes me in there. It's a little bit easier now to see it, so you're able to double click on it. And whatever you do here is going to affect all the other headers, kind of in that little group, I guess you might say. I love my tabs here. I can move them around. We deal more with that in our other classes, but for right now, that's how we can get into our header and our footer quickly and make some changes. And then a quick way to get out of that, remember how we got in? We double clicked on the header or the footer area. I'm going to double click on the document itself. Now I'm back into the body of the document. Want to get to my header or footer, double click. There I am, I work, I do my stuff. Double click to get back out. So that's a little bit about headers and footers. Hope you enjoyed that. Have fun with that, and we'll see you next time.